Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're extremely excited to speak with. We have Kevin, Leanne, and Sarah. How are you doing tonight?
We're
Good.
good.
Good. And Chad, Johnny, how you guys doing? You all right?
I'm great. I wanted to say hi to the Lyster family because we didn't actually get to meet last time, and you guys were already in the middle of talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. But nice to see you guys. Nice to meet you finally. Kind of.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thanks
It's
for being with us tonight.
it's been amazing because all day I think all of us have been communicating, talking with each other, and just getting Cody's message out there, and we've just been pushing like little videos that we put together, the trailers. And I remember I woke up at 5:30 a.m. this morning, and I think Leanne, we were texting back and forth, I think really
We
early
were.
this morning. I know you're 2 hours behind me, but you're all in Colorado right now, and I'm in the East Coast. Chad's in California, Johnny's
Yeah.
in Iowa, and we were all just texting back and forth. And I don't know, it was just a um, really cool moment, I think, that Leanne and you and I had, for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share it or not, but let's just start a little bit from the beginning, because I know a lot of people have seen the episode today. It just got released. The episode when I went there to your house and we filmed with you, and we had a great conversation, heard the life of Cody, heard the story. I think people are really touched today. I've been getting just tons and tons of comments. I mean, a lot of people are watching, and they're just like, I think a lot of people give their condolences, number one, and it really touched a lot of people. And I think it's a time right now, I think, where we kind of all need this uplifting hero, this spiritual person to really just hug all of us, And I think Cody is that for a lot of people right now. So thank you to him. Thank you. And thank you for allowing us to do this.
Yeah. Thank you for all of your work. Where'd it go?
He disappeared. There he is.
There he is.
It's like magic. It's like Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, now Johnny's gone. It's Cody. It's totally Cody.
I can't see you or Johnny.
Weird.
Right.
Since you've left, we actually had we weren't able to have much of a service at all for him because in light of COVID, at the time that he passed away, it was April the 8th, and COVID was just really big here, and services limited to 10 people at his service and 10 people at his viewing. So one of his friends, actually from high school, I guess it was two of his friends from high school, Esper and Kaylee, and as well as some faculty from his high school, all got together to throw a celebration of life for him in July. And we held it on the baseball field. So ended up having 50 people.
A little.
Wow.
Now, and not all at one time, because we were still very conscientious about, COVID guidelines, although the numbers were getting better here in Colorado. So we broke it down into 3 sessions. And the guy who organized it, was at least that portion of it, was amazing, because he did Excel spreadsheets so people could sign up for their time frame, so that we didn't have 150 people come all at once. Everybody wore masks. And we had an amazing turnout. We had the club team from Colorado Mesa University, where he played club baseball. We had 23 boys just from the club baseball team show up.
And one of them I've gotten really close with, because the night Cody passed away, I actually was on the phone with him while we were at the hospital, because I didn't want to go in the room with Cody. I wanted to remember my brother how I remembered him, not hooked up to all the machines. So I was on the phone with Keegan till like 4 in the morning. I got home finally. I kept a college boy up till 4 in the morning, but I'm like, he does it all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I probably have more energy than too.
I don't know if you can see that picture. That's kind of the baseball field.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you have to pull up the Colorado Mesa University. Kevin's going to pull up the picture. They had put into like a shadow box, a huge shadow box. His jersey, they retired his number 13 with Colorado Mesa University. And we've got the picture here.
And
That's
and
great.
So
Oh, wow.
that's
That looks
that
great.
and his jersey.
Yeah,
Wow.
that looks
And
really
so
good.
the boys presented that to us at his celebration of life. So that was something that was, I think, very healing for a lot of people, because we couldn't have so many people at his services, his friends. And so I think it was healing for a lot of people to be able to just come and celebrate Cody.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
then Cody, my dad's department and a bunch of other departments have been trying to get Cody an honorary. They're making him an honorary police officer. So we actually got the plaque that says that he's an honorary police officer.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe.
Wow.
Cody would have loved that.
Yeah.
He definitely.
Yeah.
So we have it hanging in our living room.
So, when I was there, it was, number one, it was really great to meet all of you. And I mean, I'm super humbled by just how, like, I don't know, there was just, how you cross paths with certain people in your life. And we definitely cross paths for a reason. And here we are. And last time we spoke, I just really felt more of like a friendship than anything. Besides everything that's going on, I feel like I found new friends, like somebody we could, communicate with and just have a great conversation with, just in any topic, realistically. So that's what I felt when we first met. And then there was something else after. It's like a bond, And I think this is the great thing about Cody, is he brought all walks of life, different backgrounds, people, different ideas, everybody together. Like there's no arguing, there's no tension, there's none of that stuff. Everything kind of goes away from the reality of like the world we live in, and here's Cody where he's just bringing people together, and it feels so organic and genuine,
Yeah.
And I think that's special. I think it's really special. And I know we spoke about this, but what was this experience like? All of that has happened, but after I left, it was very fascinating to go through a lot of the audio from the Geoport. And obviously I showed you the episode right when we put it together. What did you think?
We definitely picked up on some stuff that we didn't hear. And like,
As it was happening.
yeah, as it was happening. And it was like, wow, he said that. And like, we could just tell some of the stuff. And like the NF, when you asked him what his favorite music was, I'm all like, okay, we know what that is, because that was Cody.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and just the way that things came across, they were the way he would say them when he was alive. You know, the same mannerism, tone, everything.
Yeah, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom.
I was blown away when he said NF. Like, who's your favorite rapper right now? NF, you know, like just vocal tone, and it was really it was powerful. I mean, I think the part that really hit me was the vocal tone, like you're saying, Kevin, of I love you. You know, the I love you was so
And he
strong.
kept saying that.
Yes. And if you haven't seen, whoever's watching live right now, if you haven't seen the full episode, it is up right now for free to watch. It's on VidiSpace, VIDI.space, and it's also on our G Crew Patreon page. You can go to G Crew. We have it on our YouTube site. I mean, we're putting it everywhere. It's all over social media. Let's spread this. Let's get it out to as many people as possible. You know, I see all these videos on social media that are going viral, all this stuff, but I'm like, this is a video that needs to go viral. Why isn't this video viral? And we were hashtagging today Cody's name, and I think that's what we just got to keep doing, because these are the type of things, the messages that we get out there with everybody is how powerful behind, you know, everything that was happening and how it occurred. But I feel like the episode is so much more than that.
Yeah.
What I mean, Sarah, what have you felt lately? Because I know some of the things were happening when we were there. You were talking about like lights going on and off, and some other things. Anything else, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've really been struggling the past couple weeks with a bunch of stuff because we went to get me one of those antibodies tests because I kind of wanted to know, like, if I had the COVID when they did, since I was the only one who had no symptoms. And we found that I did, and I've been struggling with that because, you know, it killed my brother, but I was asymptomatic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I messaged you about that too.
Yeah, I mean, but we spoke about this, right? It's like we never know when it's our time in life. It's really a really hard thing to come to terms with, and I think that we're all destined for something. Some people are destined for greater things. Some people are destined right now to make an impact. There's all a purpose to certain things in life, you know? Everyone's journey is different. I think Cody's journey was to have an impact right now in this moment in life, to spread this message, to help other people, to bring awareness, to bring people together. I don't know. There's like a bigger message happening. Whichever way you want to look at it. I mean, it's my personal opinion, but I think there's a bigger message, period.
Well, and I think that his message too, Nick, is, you know, it's gone. It's been shared worldwide. You know, I've heard from people, and I think we talked when you were here, from people clear back in like New Zealand and the UK, and you know, I've actually made a friend now who lost his son that lives in Australia, and you know, these people have seen the story, and you know, they've shared it with their own kids and families to where, you know, hopefully Cody's message and the way he lived his life will not only help their families, but it'll save, you know, thousands, if not millions of people from getting sick and, you know, having the same outcome as Cody.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and interestingly, out of all the people that have passed from COVID, for whatever reason, Cody's name is still out there. I mean, we have a local TV station here for the Rockies opening day here in Colorado. They wanted to come, and they had done a story on Cody after he passed. And they wanted to come to our house for the opening day of the Colorado Rockies because of Cody being such a fan. A friend of ours too works at, I think it's, are you guys still there?
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
Cody, knock it off.
I know. It's like every time it gets super personal with Cody. It just I can see you down here, but yeah, everything went.
Yeah,
I
There
see
we
you.
go.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay, thank you, Cody. So she works for, I think it's Swedish Medical Center. We were talking last week, and she overheard some nurses there, and this is not the hospital that he was at. but she overheard them talking about Cody and his story. And, you know, the 5-month anniversary is coming up at the beginning of next month. And his name is still being put out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these are the things. Number one, this is really interesting that I'm just saying this right now that either when we speak personally about Cody, my screen will go off, and then Johnny's went off, and then everyone's went off when you start talking about Leanne. So,
yep.
I'm telling you, the moment I woke up this morning, and it's not just me, other people who I know have been saying the same thing to me, that something, his presence or something is happening, and we're definitely feeling it right now. So,
well, and he was always a practical joker. I mean, you know, I could totally see him messing with cameras and
he's behind this. I can tell.
Yeah, he likes electronics at our house. I mean, he flashes lights and that kind of
thing.
He
likes draining my phone battery when I need my phone the most.
What? So during you know, I still am like blown away by the audio because I've been doing this for a long time, and I've taken that GeoPort around to different locations, like hundreds of locations for the last it's been years.
Right.
So when we were in Cody's room and we were having those experiences and hearing the communication, like audio was just like so clear at times where we could almost definitely hear his vocal tone. What was the most like impactful moment for you? Did it bring closure to you? I was really curious because I know we spoke a little bit after, right before I left, but like, did you have some closure at least? Was there something you were looking for?
Yeah, mine was when Cody said she's a shithead, because him and I always had that inside joke about calling each other shithead and bratnik and stuff. So when I called him a shithead, I was expecting it back, and he's like, "Love you, shithead," and I'm like,
a couple times.
Oh, he
did. It was a couple times. We just didn't hear it clear enough until that end one. I remember
that. Honestly, I think
That's
for
amazing.
me was when he and I don't recall hearing this as it was happening. It wasn't until we got the video back from you and we were looking at it where he said, take this serious.
Yes.
Or seriously.
Yeah, take this seriously, I think is what he said. LY with like faint on the end. But and that was powerful because that's like a message to everybody. Don't take this lightly, take this seriously. Like this isn't a joke.
Yes.
And and it's hard.
I would say for me, I mean, you know, we talked, I've always been a skeptic, but hearing his tone and hearing, you know, his things like, you know, calling his sister a shithead again. But for me, it was, you know, the I love you, Dad.
Yeah.
It still chokes me up.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. Like hearing that, especially a person who has 2 kids. Like I can't even imagine, you know. And number 2, I was there with you, and I felt that. Like the vocal tone was just absolutely amazing. So I can only imagine, you know, like I guess so you're saying it brought you closure though, like hearing that. It gave you a little bit of good.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Good.
I mean, we all have a counselor that we're working with, but honestly, it's been this experience and reaching out to a medium that has been more healing than probably any therapy session that any of us have had.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you have to get stuff off of your shoulders. You have to get it out there. And sometimes you got to vocalize it. It's hard to be human, right? Because we have all these emotions.
Yeah.
Well, and for us, you know, it just hasn't been the loss of Cody. I mean, I last month lost both my grandmothers within 3 days of each other.
Oh, man.
So it's, you know, we talk about vocalizing and talking and that kind of stuff, you know, it's how we cope and how we get through.
Right.
So.
Well, and you don't just, in losing a child, you lose the future that you thought you were going to have. You know, we now went from a family of 3 to, or a family of 4 to a family of 3. And even though he'll always be an energy in the physical life of this physical life, it will never be the same.
Yeah, like
Right.
for me, it's hard knowing I can't see my brother get married. He obviously he can see me get married and see me when I have kids and stuff like that. But I'll be an aunt for my friends, but that's like not the same as being an aunt for your actual sibling.
Right.
Well, and then the other night she even said, she was having a fight with her dad and I actually, and
I went to my truck and was listening to music. I was not having it that night. I needed to get out of my house, so I literally left with my grandma to stay at her house.
But her comment was, "This is normally when I would call Cody."
Yeah.
I mean, this is when I would call Cody when I was having a tough time, or I was fighting with you guys, or I was fighting with my friends. I would call my brother, and now I can't do that.
And they've told me to reach out to his best friend. I hate talking to my friends about this because of just that answer and stuff like that. But talking to his best friend Jared is so hard for me because one, Jared just had a birthday party last week, and that was so hard. I had a breakdown at his birthday party, and I was trying to keep it together. I didn't want to see him, like I didn't want him to see me upset. It was a hard day for me because I'm like, he was supposed to be here for Jared's 21st birthday, and he's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's challenging, and life likes to throw curveballs like that at us all the time. And this is a challenge that that you're faced with, and it is tough. But here's your brother, right? You want to call him. You went to your truck. You got mad at your parents, and all of us have been there, and all of us have done it. And the thing is like here we are again. It's almost like Cody brought you back, and you're sitting there with your parents right now, and here's another moment where realistically he did talk to you. He did bring you back to your parents, even though how mad or whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this point because that's the past. So it's the way you look at things, and it's the way you move forward in life. And I think that's the most challenging thing for all of us. Sometimes we have to be strong for others. You have to be strong as parents for your daughter, and you have to be strong for your parents, and vice versa. And you all have to be your support. And just like when I have a bad day, Chad has to lift me up, make me smile sometimes, or Johnny over there in Iowa. And it's just one of those things where we all have to kind of come together. And I think we forget that, I think we forget as human beings that we need each other sometimes, and we can't stop this. We can't stop fighting.
Yep.
And your story, Cody's story, is also it's making a lot of people appreciate what they have and your strength in being able to tell his story. It's incredibly courageous and brave. So I look forward to when we can actually sit and hang out in the same room. But I just think it's incredibly important to just people need to remember that life goes, it's short, and so I just thank you for being brave and courageous, and I can't imagine. So I'm sending a lot of love your way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think, since we did the original podcast, I don't think a day's gone by that I haven't thought about it. It's just, it's stuck with me. Of all the podcasts we've done, this one has been the one that just drilled into my heart. It was hard.
Yeah. And the one thing with Cody's story that, just I think resonates with me is, when the country hit 100,000 deaths from this, Cody's story was the one that was shared nationwide on national TV again. And, I hope that through his death, as I said a minute ago, that, he continues to save lives, and hopefully through this, he'll still continue to save lives, and just not save lives, but, show people that, there's a lot of good out there, and a lot of good people, and a lot of, people that do good things for people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he laid the foundation. He's definitely the foundation for all of us to build from. And I totally understand what you're saying. And I think that's what we have to look to the future for, because it is hard. There's a lot of people out there losing loved ones right now.
Yeah.
And it is a really difficult time, I think, with everything that's going on. And, we have all sorts of stuff that's happening in the world right now. From the politics to the social media to people just getting mad at each other for no reason because they're just irritated. It's just, I see it every single day I wake up, and it's unfortunate. And at the end of the day, we're all humans. When you strip us all down to the bare bones, we're all humans and we're all equal in a sense. And I think we forget that. But I'll tell you what, talking with you and learning and understanding Cody and connecting with him on a different level, on it like a spiritual level, it made me realize how important everything around me in my space is right now in this moment. And I'll tell you, it's impacted my life dramatically. I get goosebumps just expressing that, and that's what he's done to me. It feels like I lost a friend who he knew who I was, and I wish I would have knew him a little bit sooner, but I feel like I've known him forever.
Yeah.
So you just hit me on a spiritual level, which doesn't happen to me too much from doing what I do for a long time in my decade of to different locations all over the world. I mean, but coming to your house and spending, a couple hours there and talking, with him and stuff like that through our communication through the device, it really, really just opened my mind up to other possibilities, so.
One thing when I was watching everything and listening to you guys, one thing that resonated with me is how close you guys are as a family. And I'm the same way with my family. Like I am, tight, and I see the same thing. And how you said he always said I love you, and it's the same thing, and now I have goosebumps. Yeah. But it just resonated a lot, and I think family is so important. So know that a lot of people are learning from Cody, but a lot of people are learning from you guys and your strength. I am. I know everybody listening is. I know Nick is. I know Johnny is. So just yeah.
I think one thing we learned from Cody, it's very simple, right? Love one another.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And I think Cody would express that too. And I heard you say it several times, Leanne. You say, he would love other people. He'd give his shirt off his back for his friends, or be right there for his sister, or, Kevin, it was your best friend that you had, love one another. I think Cody would say those simple words, and he probably didn't say much, but when he did, it was powerful. He'd probably be
absolutely. Also, say not to take life too seriously.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I mean, let's, life is so serious that he's absolutely right. We shouldn't take things so seriously. We should laugh. We should enjoy. We should have fun, because living should be fun and you should enjoy yourself. We do it all the time on the crew. When we joke around, we laugh, we say funny things throughout the day, but then we get into really deep, serious conversations all the time. And then, and then Cody will come through and say, I love NF. And we're like, all right, well, cool. I'm glad. Thank you, Cody, for breaking the tension for us, because we love NF too. Oh, man. Speaking of, we got to get NF. We got to get NF. He's a great lyricist and rapper, hip hop artist. We got to get him on, because I would love for you to meet him, especially since you and Cody used to listen to him all the time, Sarah. So.
Oh my God, I still listen to him. If that happened, I would cry.
I did Twitter Post Malone, so we sent out a tweet to him. Obviously, we're reaching out to so many different people and talking to a lot of people. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing our best on our side, and I think everything's just resonating from there. And I don't know. It's just I really really want to come back when things calm down. We can come back and everything is kind of safe where we can come back and see you and give everyone a hug for real, like Chad was saying. Because I think all of us are huggers. I know.
We are. We are.
Johnny and Chad are definitely huggers.
We are. Yeah. And I want to go to Colorado. I love Colorado. I want to go.
Yes.
On the G Crew tour.
Yep. We're planning that in the future. We'll have our G Crew van, and we're coming across the United States to do a tour.
And we're all crashing at your house.
Yep.
That's right.
I hope you're ready to stay up till 4 a.m. because we don't sleep.
Right.
I work all night. So.
Yeah.
Well, you always have friends with us, and thank you for opening up your home, sharing your story, and just being very humble, like a family that is very genuine, and it just feels really good to know you, to be friends. And at this point, I call you friends. Obviously, we talk and keep motivated. Don't give up. Always stay positive, and you have a great future ahead of you. And like I said, if you get married someday, just because all of us G Crew will be there. So you tell us in the future. You're still young.
That's right.
Wait many years. We will be there. We will be the MC DJs.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold you to that,
Go ahead.
Consider it done. Consider it done.
Like a good party.
We have documented evidence.
Yeah, we do.
We like it. So Johnny sings very good karaoke. Johnny,
do you sing?
Oh, he does. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He dabbles every now and then. That sounds pretty serious.
Yeah.
He does. Johnny, what's your go-to song usually?
I always got to start it off with Minnie the Moocher by Cab Calloway. I mean, that's a good crowd response song,
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just go through the decades after that. We'll work on that.
I've experienced it. I've seen him in action. It's great. And I've seen Chad do karaoke too. He's amazing.
I've been known to dabble as well, Yeah.
We all so be prepared.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Nick, I have to say one thing to Johnny.
Yes.
I have to say, go Big Red.
Oh, yes. It took a second to come.
Nebraska.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just bummed we're not playing this year.
Yeah. And who knows what the future's gonna.
I know.
Who knows what'll happen?
Nope.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, is everybody else doing good right now? And how's everybody in Colorado at the moment? The rest of your family's good. I know a lot of people are watching. Anything else you want to say?
No, just for everybody, just stay safe, stay humble. Love your neighbors and your friends, and when everybody can hug, hug.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
a virtual hug right now to everybody.
When everybody can hug.
That's right.
I love it.
We're gonna have a great big group hug.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. So when we get back together, we're definitely stopping there, and hope you're ready for us to crash at your house.
Be ready.
It's gonna be something.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking out your time. Good luck in your baseball game, your softball game.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yes,
Thank
softball
you.
tomorrow.
Awesome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And thank you guys for everything that you
Yes.
have done to get his story out there. We really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Don't
Continue
stop.
to do so. Yep.
We will. We definitely keep pushing. Everybody go watch the full episode right now. It's up on VidiSpace and also G Crew Patreon page on YouTube. We pretty much have put it everywhere. Share the link, share this. Thank you to the family for stopping. Thank you to Cody for getting the message out there. Much love to everybody. And like Kevin said, hug each other when it's safe.
Yeah.
Hug your loved ones around you right now. wherever
Yeah,
you are in the
exactly.
comfort of your home, wherever
Right.
your loved ones that you can hug.
Yes.
And if not, just send out
Hug
a cool
yourself.
message. Hug yourself.
Hug yourself.
Right.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone, and we will
Thank
talk
you.
to you
Thank you, guys.
soon.
Much
All right.
love. Much love.
Bye.
All right.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Bye.